Hi, I'm Jim Dubinsky, Managing Director here at Stellar Blue Technologies. And on today's vlog, I have Dylan Cliff, our lead website developer. And Dylan manages all of the animations, all of the components, the pieces that go into a website. He also develops some in a responsive design. He manages all those components while a site's being built. He's basically the architect of the website itself. So I wanted to bring you in today, Dylan. First of all, welcome to today's
Okay.
vlog. Appreciate that again. But I wanted to bring you in and talk a little bit today about WordPress plugins. I know around Stellar Blue we use that term a lot, and it's very beneficial. I don't know if our viewers are aware what a plugin is, but a plugin is basically a chunk of pre-written code. It might be a calendar, it might be a photo gallery, but these components are already pre-built. They're just sets of
Mhm.
code. We copy, we paste, we plug it into the website, and then do some fancy stuff and get it to dance with the rest of the code. And then basically from there build that out. So what I wanted to do today, Dylan, is talk somewhat about how first of all you do it. What do you decide? Like when a client calls me up and says, "Hey Jim, I want to put a calendar in our website," and the first thing I do is go to Dylan and say, "Hey Dylan, what kind of calendar do you recommend for so and so?" And when that happens, how do you go about making that decision?
Yeah, so I guess when you first contact that person and you figure out what they want, we do the research. Well, we've already done the research on what all these other plugins, all these event calendar plugins,
Right.
but
You already know what you
we
want to
already
do. You've
know,
done the
yeah,
research. Sure.
as soon as we hear what they want, we know what to use. We've done the research. We always want to use ones that are constantly being updated, are always up to date to the WordPress. Um,
Sure.
Constantly getting updated, have lots of installations, lots of good ratings. So we always make sure we use the latest and greatest. And then when we pick that, then we modify the plugin to the
Okay.
customer's like.
Right. Right. Colors and things like that. Can you kind of just, if you don't mind, share your screen a little bit, Dylan, and show us a little bit about how you go about saying, okay, here's what I want to decide. Here's what we believe as a development team should be the plugins that fit our clients the best.
We have our base theme, and within that base theme, we have lots of plugins that we already have
Hmm.
that we upload to every project. And we're constantly looking at these plugins, probably like every other week, making sure we have the latest and greatest thing.
Sure.
So by default, our clients get the latest and greatest plugins. But when a client wants a more custom feature like e-commerce or a calendar, we do the research to find the best plugin to use, and then we
Hmm.
modify those plugins. So just right here, this dashboard we're looking at looks like over 52,000 plugins that are out there that we can
Wow,
use.
that's fantastic. Yeah, the
Mhm.
flexibility of these chunks of code really make our first of all our products cost effective, and secondly, really help you guys
Mhm.
work with the more of the details of the website for sure.
Yeah. So the biggest thing we look at when we find these plugins is we look at the ratings. We always want to try to find a 5 star with lots of installations.
Hmm.
And we also like to see if it's compatible with our current version of WordPress
Hmm.
and how many times it's getting updated. So when you see these plugins that have 5 stars, millions of installations, last updated 5 hours ago, and compatible with our WordPress version, like this is an awesome plugin to
Yeah,
use.
right, gotcha. Right.
So that's kind of the process we do when trying to find these plugins.
Okay. Well, I also notice as I'm looking at the screen, plugins get updated. And somebody that just puts a plugin on their website doesn't mean you don't have to be aware of that plugin and making sure that the code is also being updated. As you can
Mhm.
see in front of the screen here, a couple of these right now needed to be updated, have an
Yep.
update waiting for it. So it's really important from a developer standpoint and and a website owner that when you're using WordPress or really any website or any product for that matter, that you're using the current plugins, you're using the current products, just from a security standpoint and literally from an
Mhm.
SEO standpoint. Those are two big valuable tips that, I think here at Stellar Blue, we monitor all the time. We're updating plugins And how many times do plugins change, Dylan, in a given month, in a given half year? You know, how often
Yeah,
do you guys have
usually
to go in and update?
we usually update it every couple of weeks.
Sure.
We're going in there. Every
Sure.
time we're in the base thing, we're updating. There's
Right.
always updates to do.
Right.
And after we do the updates, we're testing and sure everything's working.
No, that makes
Yep.
sense. And that's really one of the main things at Stellar Blue that people don't realize we do is, you know, we manage those plugins for our clients. They don't have to worry about the updates. We take care of that stuff. And that's, you know, their sites are always running top performance. They're always running on a high security server. And these plugins are constantly being monitored and updated to keep their sites secure and keep their products and their online presence running as well as it possibly can. So great. This is good news, Dylan. I was hoping that we would be able to see some of all you got to choose. And literally the list just goes on. And so if somebody comes to us with an idea, pretty obvious that we'll be able to solve that idea. And not only just through these plugins, but I know you guys have gone in, taken plugins and then modified the plugins on top of that. So, you know, you can have something that isn't exactly like you want it, but you guys have the ability and are coders that and programmers, you can go behind there and then manage little bits and pieces on top of that. So it's a cool process. And as a website developer, I don't think people realize how in depth you guys got to get back there and all the components and pieces that come together. So cool. Well, this has been good to see you, Dylan. Appreciate this little bit of walkthrough on plugins and how here at Stellar Blue we manage those. Appreciate that. As I was mentioning, I think we've all learned a lot today. I know I know that it's fun listening to you guys when we come to you with ideas and how you guys go about sorting through those plugins and making sure that we only are working with the best and the most secure plugins that are available. So, all right, sir. Well, anything else about plugins that you'd like to mention?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well.
Fantastic. Well, once again, appreciate your time today, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Yep. See you, Jim.